August 6th. Meredith's making tons of noise. But for recognition today, I want to call up Meredith because she's on the team call, and 2, because she's killing it with her posts and being very vulnerable, sharing, doing an awesome job. I'm so proud of you. You're acting like a coach, and that is awesome.
Excellent. Thank you.
So, but I did want to talk a little bit about inviting.
Yeah.
Next on our BAT training.
Don't mind me running around.
Scary, but really, the mindset that I have is make sure you get this done first. This is the item that if you, other than taking care of yourself and doing your workout and drinking your own shake, those are non-negotiable for your own health, and those need to be done every day. But if you're going to do one thing for your business, make sure it's inviting.
Okay.
If you do nothing else, if you don't post, you should be posting. It's like, having a store but not opening up the windows so people can see what you buy.
Right.
But if you would only do one thing, do inviting. Because you've got to share verbally what you're all about and what you're doing. Now, there's a million different references on YouTube or on our other coaches' pages about inviting. I'm just going to share my tips and philosophies about it.
Okay.
When it comes to inviting, less is more. Do not word vomit. And I just go from experience. If you've ever been invited to something, like, what was I invited to? It was Pampered Chef. Totally not me. Totally not this person's niche, but
different.
She decided that she wanted, even though she knew I was a Beachbody coach, she wanted to invite me to be a Pampered Chef. I don't even know what they call themselves, distributor somehow.
Yeah.
And to have parties and to invite people to buy things. I'm like, yeah, no. It's just not what I'm passionate about. I respect it. But I saved her invite because it is such a great teaching moment. And actually, I don't want to embarrass her, but I should have printed it out, because essentially this invite that this woman sent me was so freaking long. It told me anything I wanted to know about being a Pampered Chef consultant, all of the different options, all of the different it was so much word vomit that when I first got it, I went down and I stopped. I literally,
like you were in shock.
I literally read the first 2.5 of 18 sentences.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I'm done. I can't read the rest of it. Now, ultimately, I did scan through the rest of it because I thought it was such a great teaching moment for our team. And I shared it in Brooke's team too about this is exactly how not to go about inviting. Essentially, what I look at inviting is you're inviting somebody to a party. Okay. Now, picture yourself inviting somebody to a party. You're literally having a party. You know all the arrangements that you're making up. You don't sit there and say, hey, Jessica, wanted to invite you to my party next Saturday night. We're going to have A, B, and C for food. We're going to have this at the bar for drinks. We're going to have all of these games, A, B, C, D, E, and F for games. And if you want, here are all the other people who are going to be involved. I am going to be collecting $5 at the door because we're having a keg. But if you don't want to be drinking, then you have these other 6 or 7 options of free drinks to drink at my party. Could you please let me know if you wanted to? It's like you would never do that.
That's a lot, yeah.
You would just sit there and say, hey, I'm having a party with a few friends on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's
Just
crazy.
be inviting to your challenge group. I mean, don't just, like, I want to be a little bit descriptive so they know what you're inviting them to.
Right.
That's easy to do. Like, hey, Meredith, I'm starting a fitness and nutrition challenge a week from Monday. Would you be interested in checking it out?
Yeah.
Or would you be open to checking it out? I don't need to get into this too much in detail here, but as a guy, one thing that I do in case future guys are watching this video, one thing that I always do is I mention my wife, Laurie, just so, bye, you're interrupting a team call. No, bye-bye. What was I saying? Oh, I always bring up Laurie in my invites so that if I'm inviting a woman, just so she knows I'm not trying to slide into her DMs or anything.
Yeah.
So, but I might say, hey, thanks for checking out my story. Laurie and I are getting so excited to start our new fitness and nutrition challenge. Would you be open to hearing about it?
Mm-hmm.
Love to have you do this with us.
Yeah.
Other things you can do are, in your invites, give them an out. Would you be open to checking it out? Either way, it's okay. I just wanted to let you know that you're invited. That way they are like, oh, well, it's no big deal. Like, I can say no. You give them
Yeah.
that, you're not pinning them into answering you. Although I find if you do that, you get ghosted a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
You plant the seed.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to share about with inviting is getting no's is okay. Don't ever be afraid. Don't ever be embarrassed about no's. If you do this well, you're going to get way more no's than you do yeses.
Okay.
There's a book called Go for No. And there's another, a newer book by the same authors, Go for No for Network Marketers.
Mm-hmm.
And either one is basically the same philosophy, but the way they put it, they put inviting in a great light in that book. I think it was Go for No for Network Marketing. And the way they put it is like, you're like somebody who's mining for gold. You're sifting through sand. And all you're doing is basically looking to see which rocks are gold and which rocks are not. And that's it. That's your job. So treat people like that. Some people are yeses, some people are no's. Your job is to find out which they are.
Okay.
And as we say, not everybody stays. So you just follow up and see if they're still a no. They'll turn into yes.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, those are the things that I do with inviting. The other thing is that I've been turning new acquaintances into invites.
Mm-hmm.
So when you make a new Facebook friend, or if you get a new follower for Instagram, something that I've been doing is just sort of saying hi and introducing myself. Like if somebody follows me on Instagram, I'll say something like, hey, thanks for the follow. I really appreciate it. Laurie and I are getting so excited to start our next fitness boot camp. I just wanted to check with you to see if you were interested in hearing about it more, or I just wanted to check with you to see if you are being supportive or if you are open to hearing about it.
Okay.
Either way, it's totally cool. And I really do appreciate your support. So, and I can post that in our team chat. because I've been getting a lot of good responses with that. Um, with that. And I want to say, I forget who did it, but there's a coach on Team Boom. It might be, I forget who mentioned this, but I got to credit a coach on Team Boom with inviting people the day before their birthday. So when you go into Facebook and you look at all your
Yeah.
friends' birthdays, you can see who's having a birthday tomorrow. And that's when you send them a message and just say, something like, hey, I saw that it's your birthday tomorrow. Just wanted to wish you an early happy birthday. I hope you have an awesome day. And if your birthday wish this year includes improving your health and fitness, I'd love to invite you to my next fitness group. Totally cool either way. Again, hope you have an awesome birthday. See, and again, I could put that in the chat too.
Yeah, that makes.
But it makes it, it doesn't sound squirmy. It's like you're
Right.
wishing them a happy birthday and you're throwing in, an invite to a challenge group, but you're saying, hey, if it's not for you, that's totally cool, but I still wanted to wish you a happy birthday anyway.
Okay.
So most people respond back to that either like, sometimes you just get like, oh, thank you. But other people will be like, oh, thanks, cool. Maybe I'll check it out.
Okay.
All right. So those are the tips I had. The rest of the call, I'm going to answer questions. You got questions on inviting?
I don't think I have questions. I think I'm just still trying to get over this hurdle of, I think when I scroll through my list, I assume what people are going to say. And if I think they're going to be a yes, I just target them.
Right.
And I need to stop doing that. I just need to, like, first 5 people just go.
Right.
Or whatever. I need to stop playing the game of like, well, they're never, I haven't talked to them in like 2 years. So
don't invite them. Start a conversation with them.
Right. Exactly.
The other thing too is you don't have to invite everybody in your friends list.
Right.
So, and I do this too. If I look at somebody and I'm like, you know what, I went to high school with this person. I'm not even sure why I'm Facebook friends with them. Maybe they sent me a friend request before I was a coach or whatever. I don't know. There are certain people I look at, and again, I'm not going to refuse to help anybody. If somebody comes to me and says, hey, I've been watching your results and, I'm so interested in doing this, I'm not going to say, nah, you know what, you were a jerk in high school. I'm not going to help you.
Right.
But, there are people who, maybe weren't so nice to me in high school that, I'd prefer at this point still not to work with them. But, I'm a grown person now and I've let all of that go. But if somebody were to come to me and say, hey, I saw your results and I'd love to do what you're doing, then yeah, I'll help them out. But I may, I look at people that the cool thing about this job is it's basically you get to pick the people that you're working with. And whether that's as a challenger in your challenge group or as a coach on your team, you're building a community. So there are certain people that I know were troublemakers. They were not anything like me in high school. Do I want to introduce that type of person into our fitness community?
Right.
Again, I'll help anybody. Maybe
Can
I'll
I go through
decide
like
if they really want it, but you got to look at it. You got to decide, is this somebody that you're judging and saying, oh, I don't think there'll be a yes, but ask yourself a different question. Is this somebody I'd like to work with?
Okay.
And if the answer is yes, then invite them. And it really takes, Pat calls this discipline your disappointment. You've got to take the emotion out of the outcome. whether that's a yes or a no. Don't be too high if it's a yes, and don't be too low if it's a no. Just, again, you're turning over rocks and you're trying to see which ones are gold and which ones are just rocks. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't know that the person who you see working out at the gym all the time wouldn't be interested in doing this.
Right.
So you're like, oh, this person was a super athlete. I invited the best athlete that I graduated with. He was like a triathlete. He said no. I probably invited him 2 or 3 times. He said no all 3 times. He's got his own thing going, and that's totally cool.
Right.
But things change with people. Who knows? Sometimes they're like, I wouldn't mind trying this at home because of COVID, or because, I've got a different job, and, things are crazy, and I can't take the time now to go to the gym every day, so I want to keep it up at home.
Okay.
So yeah, try not to judge. Just, again, take the emotion out of it. Don't be like, oh, I'm so excited. This person, is, somebody who I think would say yes. Or don't be so discouraged and say, nah, this person will never say yes.
Okay.
Say, I'm going to find out if they're a yes or no. So
That makes sense.
that's totally it.
Okay.
Like, I go back to the person who invited me to Pampered Chef. I was flattered by the invite. I think I'd be lying if I said it was the craziest thing I've been invited to since I became a coach.
You pass it on to Lori.
But no, she didn't invite Laurie. She went straight for me and asked me if I wanted to sell it. I'm like, yeah, no,
thank you.
no. So,
all right.
I do this because I'm passionate about it. And again, if you're passionate about your own health and fitness and what these products can do for you, and the more you work on your own health and fitness journey, the easier it's going to be to share.
Okay.
It's like, and the thing I look at too, it's like when you share about a great experience at a restaurant.
Right.
You went out with a restaurant and you share that with all of your friends and like, oh my God, you got to try this restaurant. You're not disappointed if they don't go.
Right.
I mean, yeah, if they sit there,
Just whatever.
Well, that place is terrible, then who knows, maybe you get in a little argument or something like that about it, but because it's not the experience you had. But you don't follow up with them the next day. Oh, have you gone to the restaurant yet? Why haven't you gone? Oh my God, I'm so upset. You just share because you're passionate about the great experience that you had. And you don't do that for a restaurant you've either never been to or you thought was just okay.
Yeah.
So once you start working on your own health and fitness journey and start really seeing the fruit of all your hard work, you develop more passion for it, and you start to share that because you want everyone else around you to feel that same experience.
Okay.
All right. So cool. That's all I got.
All right.
That's it.
That's it.
Any more questions?
I don't think so, no.
Keep killing it.
Thanks.
All right. We'll talk next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Cup, keep doing your awesome job on Team Cup. Make your goal. What's your goal for Team Cup?
I don't know.
Gonna make Success Cup this month?
What?
You gonna make Success Cup this month?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes, I am.
You can't let me beat you.
No. Okay. No, I will hustle.
All right.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye.